Good evening and welcome. This is Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu, opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG, for Wednesday, May 11th. This is week 1495 that AREG has been on the air. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton, below the escarpment. We are also streaming the net live on YouTube. Just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search and look for us live or under the title AREG Week 1495. This informal Simplex Net, originally founded by John Sims, VE3JSU, is on every Wednesday night starting at 8 p.m. and ending at 10 p.m. local time here on 146.430 megahertz. While this is a simplex net, it is likely that not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. And this should not discourage you from participating. It also may encourage some of you to improve your station. And keeping in mind that relaying communications has a long history in amateur radio, and so we encourage the practice to ask for a relay when a station is unable to hear the other party or to pass on a message. We ask that you also please try and leave a 2-second delay between transmissions to allow other stations to break in. May I now have check ins for this evening's AREG? Okay, currently it is 17 degrees even outside the CJZ studio, and this is VA3 CJZ with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Looking for check ins. Please come now.
Where's the drum roll and everything? Holy smokes.
Hey there, Paul. Well, you missed the intro. I was on at promptly at 8 p.m., but thanks for joining me. You're the first sign of life, other than the interference we're getting here in the East End. Um, yeah, I'll put you down as number one in the log.
Chuck, you're not putting out no audio. You got signal, but no audio, sir. You might want to hit a switch or turn something up, scratch your ear, something like that. Whatever you need to do. But hurry up, Garnet's waiting to check in. V3PDO.
The old phantom power button was not pressed in. Well, I don't know if I want to go through that whole spiel again, but welcome everyone to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. That looks better on my radio. Thanks, Paul.
No problem, sir.
So, what's happening with you? I guess you're busy in the backyard.
Yeah, more enjoying it and having a cold beer than anything, but didn't get a whole lot of work done. Got the front lawn cut, if that counts. And went down to Princess Auto. Now, there's a funny story. Let me tell you real quick. Went to Princess Auto. Mac, you be quiet, too. You're probably keying over top of me. Anyways, I go to Princess Auto for those connectors, you know, when you're hooking up 2 or 3 car batteries together, the lugs on the end that you got to solder on, or you can crimp them, but soldering's the best. Anyway, you would think a place called Princess Auto would have some of those. No, they just got them for like little projects, you know, those little tiny ones that you crimp on. It's like, no, I need them for a battery cable. Oh, no, we don't have those. Well, where do I got to go for those? Metro?
AMP.
right?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you could probably get those at Canadian Tire, or I would assume maybe that battery place on Parkdale. And I did hear another voice in there, Garnett, I do believe. So we'll mark Garnett down as number 2 tonight.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't key on Garnet because I'm not done. But yeah, that's a good idea, Chuck. Maybe I should go there. But I went to Canadian Tire. They did have them in a package of one for $8.99 a piece. And you can get them on Amazon for a pack of 4 for $8.99.
There you go. Get them next day delivery right to your door.
Yeah, that's what it's turning out to be. I thought I was going to save some time by scooting down there and just getting it done, right? Buy them now. Ah, perfect. But no, no such ruck. Anyway, that's the end of my rant. I'll let you carry on and pick up Garnet there and whoever else is behind him. Thank you, sir. BE3 PDL.
All right there, Paul. Thanks for that. And yeah, sometimes I find if you do price comparison, I always try and do my homework before I'm going to go buy something. And if it's just as easy as clicking the mouse button and getting it delivered, then, well, I'm kind of like you. I don't have a vehicle uh, that I can, just jump in. The wife uses the car for work. So, uh, Amazon comes in handy for a lot of things, and you can get things cheaper. Now, the other thing goes the same way, Paul, with things that you can buy at Canadian Tire that are cheaper than if you buy it on Amazon. So, I always recommend that you uh, price compare and do your research there. Okay, Paul, we'll talk to you again real soon. Let's go say hello to Garnett, VE3 GNP. Good evening, Garnett.
Good evening, Chuck. And Paul, you can't step on my fingers. Too strong for you. Anyways, not much happening, Chuck. Everything's quiet.
Yeah, oh yeah. Did you go? You still see Dave once a week?
Oh yeah, every Friday I go out there.
All right. Now, where is Dave?
He's in Gloucester, Ontario, up Highway 6.
Okay. For some reason, I thought he was in Welland.
No, the other way, Chuck. The other way.
Yeah, definitely the other way. But yeah, north. Okay, very good. Everything else going okay?
Yeah, everything's quiet. Not much happening. I keep losing my voice from time to time, but other than that, I'm used to that. But everything's good, I think.
Yeah. Probably lost your voice there when you were single for a week or two, and you were screaming your lungs out.
I was screaming my lungs out, help, help, help. Yeah, I had nobody to cook for me, nobody to clean for me. I had nobody to do nothing.
Yeah. Well, there's a service you can call, I'm sure. All right, there, Garnett. Well, thanks for that. And you're going to be sticking around a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be in and out, Chuck. Be around for a bit anyways.
All right. Very good then. VE3 GNP, just east of downtown. Well, let's see if anybody else is out there like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ looking for check ins.
BE3 BMO.
Hey, there's VE3 BMO. Pierre, good evening.
Evening, Chuck. Everybody on net. Thought I'd throw my 2 cents in here before I fall asleep. Probably won't be around the next time round. You know me. Yeah. But, yeah, I thought I'd throw a beat in the pot for you.
Right on. Thanks, Pierre. I guess everything's going good otherwise?
Oh, yeah, working 6 days a week. All good.
Yeah, just like the wife, 6 days a week. So, yeah, keeps you busy. All right. I know what it's like getting up early in the morning there and getting sleepy. Well, the sun is just setting now. So, what time is it? 8:10. I think official sunset's around 8:30. So it's getting later every day. All right, Pierre. Enjoy the nice weather, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Good night, sleepyhead.
You guys know it. Anyways, yep. Have a good one. And thanks for doing that. B3 vehicle.
All right, there, Pierre. Well, if you got nothing to do on Friday, it's Friday the 13th. Head down to Dover and check out the festivities. I'm sure this time around it'll be a lot different than during all the COVID nonsense there. So I'm curious to find out just how well that's going to turn out. So it looks like the weather's going to hold out nicely as well. So Friday the 13th in 2 days. Have a good one there, Pierre. Good night. Next, there is no next. Let's see if we can find a next. This is VA3CJZ with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. Looking for your check-ins. Please come now.
I'm taking my paddle bike down to Port Dover.
Art's in there.
Oh, okay. We got Art and Garnett's thinking of taking his pedal bike or motorized pedal bike. I don't know. All right. Thanks, Paul, for that. V3KCI. We're going to switch over to the remote station and speak with Art. VE3 Kilo Charlie India, VA3 CJZ. Are you there, Art?
Oh, Chuck. How are you?
Doing much better now that I finally got all my grass cut in the backyard and front yard, and I'm looking at the 2 bags sitting for garbage to pick them up tomorrow. I hate having to hold on to wet bags of grass there until next garbage day. So I'm happy we got that done. I mean, it's not manicured in the backyard or anything, but at least we cut all that thick grass. And yeah, a lot of people shedding their clothes there with the nice weather. Art, what do you think?
Well, I got my shorts on. Well, it feels good to have them back on. I've had them on for a couple of days. So get back to you there, Chuck.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I must have had the squelch turned on fairly high on the base station here in Hamilton, but I couldn't hear you. But thankfully, we have other operators like Paul that are nice enough to relay for me. So you been good there, Art?
Yeah, trying to be good. Looking at all those beautiful women out there. So yeah, I'm trying to be good.
Yeah, yeah. The nice sundresses and fancy sandals and whatnot, and all that nice stuff to look at there. Absolutely. Um, yeah. So now we got all summer to enjoy it.
Yeah, I can hear you. At least I can say one thing. At least I'm allowed to look and everything else like that. Being a single person myself, I'm allowed to look as much as I want.
Oh, okay. Hang on there, Art. There was another station in there. That other station, go ahead.
VH3FGT from Simcoe.
All right. Finally got Greg in there, coming in good there, Greg, VA3FGT. Just stand by while we wrap things up with Art. Back to you there, Art.
Yeah, like I say, I'm allowed to look at the ladies and everything else like that as much as I want. I'm a single male, so I'm allowed to look as much as I want.
Well, I may not be single, but my eyes are single. They don't discriminate. They look at whatever they want to look at. So, you know what they say. There's no harm in looking and enjoying. And, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I can understand what you're talking about. If you go down to Friday the 13th, you'd be looking at all that eye candy down there and all the motorcycles too.
Oh, yeah. The motorcycles, the babes, the bikers. Oh, yeah. Reminds me of Daytona Beach in Florida when they have Bike Week on there. Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful sight.
I've never made it to one yet. I'd like to go out there sometime, but I mean, I have never made it to one yet.
Yeah. It's great. You got the Atlantic Ocean. You can drive on there. Well, last I heard, you could drive on there. It's beautiful. Yeah. I did hear VE3BK in there. I suspect he would like to maybe say hi to you. I'm not sure, but Rick, we do have someone ahead of you. But if you need to speak to Arthur, go ahead.
Yeah, hello, Art. Hey, you're comparing apples and oranges and motorcycles and young women? I don't know, Art. Anyway, good to hear that you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Like I say, I'd like to make it out to a Friday the 13th. I've never made it to one yet, so I mean, yeah, I got lots of room, but jeepers. And it's nice to see some of the bikes over there. I'd love to go down there and see, but I mean, my old legs won't take me that far.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. Anyway, just I let Chuck know we're there, and you better carry on there. So, hello to everybody on frequency. This is V3BK Rick, and over to you, Chuck. Thanks for letting me in.
All right, not a problem there, Rick. We're just going to say so long to Art, unless he has anything else for us. And then we're going to go to Simcoe. Art, anything else before we move along?
Yeah, I want myself a biker babe, so at least I don't have to worry about getting around anymore. So this way I'll have two wheels underneath me.
Yeah. You could ride behind the babe on her nice shiny Harley. All right, there, Art. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. And for now, we'll say so long and go to Simcoe. VA3FGT. Greg, you're sounding good.
Good evening, Chuck, and good evening to everybody on the net that can hear me. Glad we could get in. Hopefully you can hear me well enough to understand. It's 25 degrees still out here in Simcoe, and the sun has just gone down. So everything seems to be really good as the sun goes down out here in Simcoe. I was talking to Nanu earlier in Toronto, 125K.
Wow, eh? That's quite the distance there, Greg. You're coming in great on our remote station, S9 Plus, from Simcoe all the way to Flamborough. So great job there, Greg. We're hearing you no problem. And we're streaming live on YouTube. So if you want to hear yourself and see the signal, just go to YouTube and put in VA3CJZ and look for us live there. So how's things out in Simcoe there? You've been making any HF contacts? Have you worked on that at all?
No, I haven't had any time to really do any HF contacts right now. I am working on getting a G5 RV up in the trees to see if that works any better than an offset or dipole. but we have had a couple other things we've had to do and take care of, and it's the busy season at work now, so we'll have very little time for nothing shortly.
Yeah, Roger. All right, very good. Well, you're doing a fantastic job with your setup for UHF and VHF. Really nice there. Like I said, S9 Plus, good audio, and so glad you could make it in. All right, if you want to follow us the rest of the way on YouTube, I don't know if you'll be able to hear me from my base, but we're going to drop the remote station and head back to the base. Anything else, Greg, before we move along?
I could hear you from your from the other station there. You are breaking the squelch out here tonight, so you're doing quite a nice job on the other frequency too. So on this one here, I've got you. I think this works out to about 8 S units with 3 bars on the anytone there. So approximately 8 S units out here from Flamborough.
All right, very good. Thanks for that report, Greg, and glad to hear our little base here can make it above the escarpment and bend the signal all the way to Simcoe. All right, Greg, thanks a bunch. VA3FGT, we're going to drop and head back to the base station.
Contact.
All right, in between switching, I did hear a contact. Go ahead, sir.
Victor Alpha 3 Indy Mike Whiskey. You can throw me on the log, and I just wanted to let Greg know that I've got him here with a clear S9 on 2 meters. And just to add a quick note, when he was talking to Nuno out in the top end of Toronto, that was actually on 70 centimeters in Simplex. So really good conditions tonight, both on 2 meters and 70 centimeters. Anyways, I won't hold it, Chuck. You probably got a lot more people to grab on top.
Yeah, no problem there, Mac. We just had to say hello to Art, and then Greg, and then Rick jumped in there. So we'll turn it over to VE3BK from the base station here in Hamilton, and then we'll talk to you there, Mac. VE3BK, you there, Rick?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna go see if I could muster up Rich, but haven't got there yet. Anyway, you turned over to me, but I don't even know what you were talking about there. I just got the radio on in the background. I was over there upgrading my program on the computer there. Over.
Yeah, Roger. I haven't even brought up a subject that I was going to bring up yet, but I will now. Kevin, my neighbor there, thought maybe we could discuss the little mini QRP SDR radios. If anybody's ever owned one, and what do they think about it?
Oh yeah, that sounds like a very good subject because I'd be interested in that myself. I do listen to remote SDRs, and they're very useful. I don't know if you can hook one up to your own computer or not. Anyway, one announcement: we're gonna have Larry V3LBI and Dave Burrows VA3CP doing a talk on parks on the air next Wednesday on Zoom. So if anybody's interested in parks on the air and want to know anything about it, just send me a request for an invite if you haven't got one already. It's VE3BK@rack.ca. That's the easiest way to get me. And anyway, that just thought I'd mention that. But the SDR is a great subject there, Chuck. So I'll stand by and listen in. VE3BK.
All right there, Rick. Thanks for that announcement. And yeah, unfortunately, we'll be busy with the net next Friday. But thanks anyways. Do they record any of those? Is there any way to watch one back or anything?
Yeah, well, the meeting's on Wednesday on Zoom, and there is a way to record it. but I'm not too sure on how I send it to people. I have to find out more technical ways to do that. But I can record it, and that's what I'll do. I've recorded some in the past, but then when it comes time to send them, the files are way too big. And I know there is other ways around that, like I forget what it's called, OneDrive or whatever from Microsoft. There's some other ways to do it, I guess. But anyway, I'm not sure how to do it, but somebody can inform me on that later on. But I will record it. It's Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, thank you for that. Next Wednesday. All right, Rick, anything else there before we move along?
Oh, negative. I'm be happy to hear about STRs. They plug into your computer or whatever.
Yeah, well, maybe my neighbor can come on here and he can talk about the one that he has. He bought it for 160 or 180 Canadian, but I mean, it's all in one. I think the most you can get out of it is like 10 watts, but that's standard for those SDR transceivers. But yeah, you can attach an external antenna. I mean, there's all kinds of neat things on there, and maybe Kevin will come on and tell us about it. But until then, we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, Rick, thank you very much. VE3BK downtown. Let's go up on the hill and say hi to Mac. VA3IMW.
Good evening, Chuck. And just to let Greg know, I did get your signal report full scale, so that's very much appreciated. So, signals are just super tonight. And Chuck, you're a little better than usual as well. So maybe a little antenna wax has done you well. Anyways, don't know what to say. I'm not sure what's on for dinner yet, but I'll once I get that figured out, I'll tantalize everybody's taste buds. But other than that, not much else. As far as QRP goes, I'm all ears. Hi. I don't know that I would have the patience for low wattage output radio. It sounds like it takes a lot of time and patience to get to the point. As far as SDR radios for listening purposes, I'm a firm believer that that's a really, really good technology, and you just got to be really careful to make sure that your SDR radio is coupled with a device that will do some switching for you, so that it protects you from transmitting into your SDR. Because that kind of blows the front end. As far as SDR transceivers, I'd certainly be interested in learning about them, but not sure that it would be something in the short-term purchasing list. Anyways, Chuck, I'll turn it back to you and see if there's any more guys that want to get their name in the log. And thanks for taking my call. As usual, look forward to every Wednesday evening. So we got another 5 weeks for the 15 million week anniversary or whatever it is, and looking forward to that as well. Thanks, Victor Alpha 3 Indy Mike Whiskey for ID. I'll turn it back to you.
Craft dinner doesn't tantalize anybody, by the way.
RWJ. All right, stand by there, please. I did hear another station in there. I do believe that's Chris, VE3RWJ. Go ahead, Chris.
Yep, boy, I made it in with the handheld.
I'm outside with a handheld 5 watts from Lancaster, half-wave whip. And surprisingly good. To get my external antenna repaired, so it'll be a while before I'm back with the big signal, but hopefully not too long. Anyway, just listening along here, Chuck, VA3CJZ, V3RWJ.
All right there, Chris. We've switched over to the Flamborough station, and you're coming in at a 10 over S9 over there. Very full quieting, very clear. On my base station here, I was picking you up at S6 or S8. A little bit of noise in there, but that's why we switched over to the Flamborough station. And you can hear yourself back, of course, on our YouTube live stream. So, what happened to the other one there, Chris? Oh, I'm guessing Chris couldn't hear me from the Flamborough station.
And let's just say I fried one of the little capacitors in it, so got to replace those.
Oh, okay. Well, you're making the trip with your handy talkie all the way from Ancaster, is it?
There's DDL too, I can hear.
H. Lancaster.
Hey, I can hear you. What's going on, Greg?
Yeah, stand by, guys. Chris and Chuck are having a chat.
Okay, I did hear Greg say that he could hear you there in Simcoe on that handy talkie in Dundas there, Chris. You want to get back to Greg?
Sure. Who was that also on an HT?
3FGT, I can hear you in the little handy walkie-talkie there out here in Simcoe.
Wow. Okay. Well, all the way from Ancaster. I guess the conditions are pretty good.
Would have to think so. Two S units out here in Simcoe on the meters.
Wow.
Wow. All right. Thanks a lot.
There we go. You guys just made Chris's night there. Very good. Thanks for that, Greg. Anyone else there with comments? Go ahead.
Yeah, Greg, I'm hearing you here too, VU3PDL.
I can hear him too from Toronto with the S5 VA3 NPT. Scale still.
Boy, we're getting some good conditions today, I tell you.
Hey, I got you 6S units, Paul.
Yeah, right on, brother. Yeah, you're being heard in Toronto, too.
I got Toronto full scale out here like I've got Mac.
Awesome.
And we can't forget Chris and his handy walkie-talkie. Actually, Chris, it is notable that I think you said half-wave handheld antenna was definitely much better than the quarter. Because when you put the quarter wave antenna on, I lost you completely. But with the half-wave, you're full scale.
What he did.
So, Chris, as long as you've got super duper signals coming off your handy talkie, why even bother with the repairs to the base antenna?
He's trying to keep it short, driver.
Short driver, yeah. Speaking of which, how's that motorcycle project coming along, Paul?
I put spark plugs back in it the other day, if that counts.
Did you kick it over?
No, sir. I bought a new ignition for it. It plugs in perfect, the key turns everything, but it doesn't light everything up properly. And the start switch on the handlebars don't do jack. So there's a wiring issue someplace. So got to figure that out too.
Okay. Well, let's see if Chuck's either going to come back or not, and or maybe Chris's battery ran dry. RWJ, RWJ? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. RWJ, you still with us?
Maybe he ran out of battery.
All right then. Well, we'll wrap things up with Chris, and if he wants to check back in, we can do that. But I also did hear another station in there, Nuno, saying he could hear a bunch of people there tonight. So let's bring him in. Victor Alpha 3, November Papa Tango. Good evening, Nuno.
Hello, good evening, and thank you for doing the net. It's a long one. Yeah, I couldn't hear everyone tonight from the Simplex. I could hear the guy on Simcoe with the S9, Chris with the S5, and I can hear you with the S7. And I think on the ARPAD net, you coming with before it was the S1. Usually I hear you with the S1, S0, S1, but I can hear you. But tonight it's a S7 on this frequency, so it's great conditions.
Yes, absolutely there, Nuno. I was going to make a joke earlier and say, well, it must be because everybody's cut their grass, and so the signals are no longer getting absorbed by the long grass. They're reflecting off of the short, freshly mowed lawn there. I've been hearing lawnmowers go off for the past few days, so yeah, very good conditions tonight. You're coming in at, I'd say, S15 over S9 over here, and great job. You're doing a great trip from where you are. And we're in the east end of Hamilton, below the escarpment. We're not too far from our pad. We're about, I don't know, maybe a couple of kilometers north west of him. So, yeah, good job, Nuno. How's things?
All right, Checker, thank you very much. Yeah, everything great now. I've had the famous COVID for a week, but I'm pretty much normal, just a small cough now, and that's it. I'm ready to go back to work, and yeah, that's about it. VA3 and PT.
Right. I forgot about that. Well, you do sound well. So I'm glad you didn't get knocked on your butt with that. And so get it out of your system, and now you'll have immunity. We hope. But that's a whole other subject. Anyways, Friday the 13th coming up. Nuno, I don't know if you're into motorcycles or not, but Port Dover is going to be busy. We're just going to ask if people are planning on going down there this weekend.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I used to have a motorcycle, but now I have a wife, so you know.
Okay, say no more. I understand. Yeah. And then once you retire, you're going to get back on the bike.
You do not need to go look at beautiful women in their bikinis. You stay home.
Oh yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I have my M license just showing off on a piece of card, and I don't use it. But yeah, cool. One day I could on my retirement, I buy like a Harley Davidson, and then I run all the Ontario, beautiful Ontario.
Yep, absolutely. A lot of people do that. They get married, they raise their children, and then when they're all grown up and moved out, and the parents are retired, some of them buy motorcycles, and some of them buy two motorcycles so they can both ride together. So yeah, but the cost of motorcycles, I'm sure, is also going up. So Harleys are expensive to begin with. So you need a good nest egg to buy two of them. But a lot of people do. Just like some people buy a camper, but now you got to fill up your camper with gas, and it costs you about $600 to fill up. So, anyways, there's all kinds of things. All right, Nuno, thank you very much for checking in. Anything else before we move along, sir?
No, no, that's it. I used to ride the Suzuki SV 650 and just for the city, and it was a great ride. And $18 just to fill up the tank. This was 3 years ago, so now probably will be like 50.
Yeah, exactly. But you can still go, I think, further on a bike than you would in a car. So it works out. All right, Nuno, thanks again, sir. From Toronto, great signal as always, sir. Does anybody else want to give radio checks to Nuno?
Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta.
VA3, VAD, RPAD. Good evening, sir. Go ahead.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on the net. And yeah, everybody comes in quite good. Yeah, I checked into the Toronto AREG net, and all the signals are up. And today, the 440 was amazing. I'm not sure if it's the temperature change or what's going on. I don't know. But even the 2 meter is working much better than usually. And Nonu is coming in with an S9 on the 2 meter side. Same like us 440, both sides S9.
How about it there, Nuno? How are you picking up RPAD?
S9 plus, we can say S9 plus 10. So yeah, good antenna and not a good antenna. Yeah, okay antenna on the 29th floor. So it does wonderful.
Yeah, that's interesting because you were S9 on the 440 net and S9 on the 2 meter net. So it looks like that that antenna, what you got, that X50, is working very well for you. Back to you, Chuck.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Nuno, for that report. And RPAD, yes, I didn't have time to check in earlier. I waited about 15 minutes and I had to get ready for the net. So, and then my dog and everything. And so we missed out, but we did check in.
Yeah, no, actually, you are number 13 on my list. So not Friday the 13th yet, but you are number 13. And yeah, I know that was my mistake because I did realize after you must went over to the because we were coming up to 8 o'clock, so I knew you left, so I did log you in. So yeah, you are on the list there. So no problem, no problem. And I did hear Mark, and I heard that. I would say most of the stations, and actually, what I was doing, I was playing with my SDR play and just checking the signals, how close to they are to the center, how many part per million. Yep. Some of the guys just 100 part per million. It doesn't mean anything on FM. You can't hear it, but the Garnet, when the Garnet came in, he was bang on the frequency with that GPS device. Yep, very good. Okay, I'm going to turn it back to you, and I will be listening. Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta.
Okay, RPAD, great signal. You are full strength here at my location. And your audio is a tad low. You could bump it up one notch, but we could hear you, no problem. Just letting you know it was a little bit on the light side.
Okay, I cranked it up just a little bit. I gave a little bit more, hopefully. Or maybe my voice is soft, like velvet.
That must be it, RPAD. Smooth as velvet. All right, very good then. What did I? Yeah, we were talking about those portable QRP SDR radios. Do you have any knowledge about those?
Yeah, I'm using the SDR play type of radios, and yeah, it depends what you want to get into. There's if somebody wants to be a little bit more advanced, and you can go into buy something like for $300, the hacker something they call it. I can't remember, but it is transmitting. What I'm using it's the SDR play receivers, and that's what I was doing actually. I have two of them, and I have an older version and the newer version. The only difference between the two, the lower part of the the submarine band, what nobody is ever listening. Yeah, that's a little bit more sensitive on the newer version. But some of the hacker RF, I think that's how they call it. Yeah, some people they like that, and now you can transmit with that, so you can do many things. Yeah, for example, your neighbor is parking the car, and you can read the remote control transmitter, and you can actually record that and play it back. And you can open up the car or set up the alarm or something. So you can use it for many things. I don't know, but yeah, if you want to get into something like that, there's all kind of options. And yeah, you can transmit. Mine is only a receiver.
Right, right. Okay, well maybe Kevin will drop in there and tell us about his radio. And I was just walking home from Center Mall the other day and saw him uh, with the radio outside there, and he showed it to me. It looks pretty neat. He paid I don't know 160 or 180 US, works out to like 240 delivered to the door Canadian. So, anyways, RPAD, I've got a message here from VA3FGT, Greg out in Simcoe. He says he can hear you with 6S units. Do you want to try and contacting him there, RPAD?
Okay, Greg, if you can hear me, that's good. Actually, I almost heard you on the 440 side when you were talking to Mark. I did hear a little disturbance in the air. I couldn't make up your voice. I couldn't even hear your voice, but I knew that you were there. So, and you can hear me. I'm putting out 75 watt right. Oh, sorry, 100 watt. Putting out 100 watt right now. So, the only reason why I'm putting out 100 watt because I can. So, all right, my squelch is open, and let's try it. Go ahead, please.
VA3FGT, trying for RPAD there. We'll try it one more time, RPAD. We're bending the signal the best we can.
Not hearing him.
I heard him. He could hear you fine.
Yeah, I guess the signal is not bending. Probably maybe he's hearing a reflection from the Stony Creek Mountain. I'm not sure, but yeah, his signal would have to bend a little bit down this way.
Got on him. 6S units out here, RPAD. You've almost got complete quieting. Almost.
He says you're 6S units and almost full quieting.
I do have about an S5. Oh, you know what? I have a device here turned on. Okay, tell him to go ahead and give me another transmission. I turned everything off here. Which one is a noisemaker?
VA3FGT, trying it one more time, Arp.
No, I can't hear him. I guess the reason why I can't hear him because I have an S5 noise level on 2 meter.
Okay.
Sounds like a personal problem.
He said it sounds like a personal problem.
We're gonna have to try this at daytime sometimes because after 5 o'clock my noise goes up to 5, 7, and daytime absolutely no noise at all.
Okay, tell them to package up the conditions and hold on to them.
Something about holding on to something.
Oh, come on now. Yes, we're having extremely good radio conditions tonight. I don't think we can bag them and save them for another day. RPAD, what time does your noise level drop off?
About 2-3 o'clock in the morning, but it's very interesting. At 5:15, I have absolutely no noise level. And somebody hit the switch at 5:15, then it goes on until maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and slowly comes back. And it's quiet all day. Then at 5 o'clock, bang again. So every single day.
Almost sounds like LED streetlights, Roger.
So would they go away very slowly? I don't know. I don't know. You know what? Actually, this antenna is not that bad. Right now, I have an S5 on the beam, which was pointing towards to Toronto, and there is a transformer pointing right to the transformer on the live pole. And it's an S7, S9 sometimes even. So, I don't know what to do about that. And I guess I'm going to have to go and hide somewhere.
Meter, 70 centimeter.
Yeah, the beam would do it. Yep. At least if he couldn't bend the signal, he could just kind of drop it on his head. All right, Chuck, I think we've had enough there. We can naturally assess that Greg's making a super trip to everybody except RPAD. So the little hole below the mountain is protected from the south. Anyways, Greg, did you have any other comments for RPAD?
Oh, no other comments. Let it go back to the net there. VA3FGT.
Okay. Paul, any smart cracks from your neck of the woods?
Nope, everything's tickety-boo. Thank you.
Tickety-boo. Somebody made fun of me yesterday for using that term. But nonetheless, Chuck, get this unruly crowd back under control.
All right. Very good then. Thank you, Mac, RPAD, Greg, and everyone else. So for those of you who could not hear Greg out in Simcoe or even Chris on the Handy Talkie, we are streaming the net live on YouTube, and we were able to pull in those stations via the remote Flamborough station that we have access to. And so we're back on the base here in Hamilton now, and we'll send it back to RPAD and see if he has anything else to add before we do another call out.
I think I should be good, and I'm going to play with the little SDR, and I will be listening on the side. So if I'm not going to yak too much, it's better for you guys, right? Okay, I collect in the radio signatures, by the way.
Oh yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay, RPAD, thank you very much for all your input, and we'll chat a little bit later. VA3 VAD. Is there anyone else out there who'd like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3 CJZ looking for check-ins. Please come now.
VA3 AXJ. V3 GBD. Thunder.
Okay, I heard two stations there, AXJ and GBD. Let's go to Rick. Good evening, Rick. How are things going?
No, they're getting better, Chuck. They're getting better. It's been a rough week and a half, I had my CT scan tonight. I just actually got in about a half an hour ago, and I thought, it's Wednesday. I better turn on the radio. Things are getting better. The young one there, she's pulling through good. The other problem with Larry, he's doing fine. He's probably going to be home tomorrow. I thought he was going to be home today, but held him for another day. But other than that, we're good.
All right. Well, I heard you say that the young girl is doing better there, your granddaughter. Who is the other party?
Oh, Larry, my roommate, they thought they had kidney failure and he had a blood infection. Liver. I can't think of it now. Anyhow, but he's fine. He's good. He's still got the catheter in, though. But I think you're gonna let him out tomorrow, probably.
Right. I do believe you mentioned something about being dehydrated there. So you always have to be careful about that. It's something that happens you don't even know until you're incapacitated. So make sure that you don't go without fluids.
Yeah, I can't understand how he got dehydrated like that because we go through cartons of cases of water like crazy here. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know. Does he drink lots of coffee?
I have maybe 3 or 4 cups, but and then it's water, eh? Nothing unusual. And he's constantly got water. Like same with me. Like I had to drink a liter of water before I went for the CT scan, eh? But I drank more than that though. But anyhow, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Because I drink lots of coffee, and they say coffee is a diuretic. In other words, it makes you go urinate more frequently. So you got to be careful about that. Okay, Rick. Well, I'm glad things are looking up there, and things are coming along nicely. So nice weather we're having, and as I mentioned earlier, Friday the 13th, this Friday. I don't know how many people used to go to Dover on that day, but we haven't been in quite some time. So it should be interesting this time around with no masks. Uh, yeah, I can't wait to hear all about it. And the weather's going to be beautiful. So, yeah, I wish I could go.
Yeah, they should have a good turnout this year. Like last year was not good. The year before that wasn't that good either. But yeah, I think
Yeah,
they're gonna be crowded. It's gonna be a lot.
yeah, that's good. The little town kind of relies on business from those people, so hopefully they'll do well also. Okay, Rick, anything else there before we move along?
No, that's good for me. I'll be here listening. I'll be here probably not for the duration, but I'll be here for at least another half hour anyhow. And we'll let Georgie take over there. Thanks for doing that, Chuck. You're doing a fine job, and I'll be listening.
Okay, very good, Rick. Let's go to George in the East End here. VE3 GBD.
I just want to say hello to everybody on net. It's good you're doing the net here, Chuck. I keep hearing some popping or something going on once in a while on the frequency, but it's not interfering. So yeah, other than that, no, I'm not going to go Friday the 13th. I'm going Woodstock way. I'm going to the trailer. I got things to do and beers to drink and fire to burn. Hey,
That's what you said last weekend.
yeah. Easy there, Paul.
Telling us the same story 2 weeks in a row. Come on.
Let's see your permission slip from your wife.
Yes.
Wow, am I ever getting ganged up on, eh? Wow.
You're a big guy. You can handle it, George.
There you go. George has got big shoulders there. But yeah, it's because they're jealous there, George. They all wish they had a camper. And speaking of fire, yeah, I noticed our fire pit there was a little bit out of shape. I'm going to have to rebuild ours. because it's just stacked bricks in a circle, and the weather, made the ground move during the winter. The cold made the ground move, and so I'm gonna have to redo the pit and get all that ready for our first fire as well. So, all right, George. Well, I wish you lots of fun. Like I said, I'm jealous. I don't know about anybody else, but I saw the pictures you sent there, and by golly, that looks quite the staircase, and lots of wood, and you got a nice awning and a full wooden deck. Yeah, man, looks nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, I got the truck loaded. Went to Skywalker's. He gave me a whole bunch of wood. I got it loaded into the truck. Take a few more items, and bada bing. Friday, I'm gonzo.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. If you said you're going the other way, so hopefully you don't get a lot of traffic from. Well, it's going to be Friday. I bet you're not going to be the only one heading out to the trailers and campers and whatnot. So it's probably going to be busy. I'm letting you know now, George.
Yeah, absolutely. But we take the 403 towards, Woodstock. We're going that way, so I don't think it'll be too bad.
Yeah, right on, right on. Well, glad to hear it. Wish you all the best, and of course, it's going to turn ugly on Sunday, they say, but that's a few days away. Things can change by then, so I wouldn't put any stock in that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Then, Sunday we come home anyway because the wife's got to work Monday, so yeah. So Sunday, we head home.
Yeah, sorry about that there, George. I'm by myself, and I had to let the dog out, and then I just had to close the door as the kitchen door there as he came in. So we're a little bit out of breath there, George.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Gotta do what you gotta do, brother. That's the way it is. All right, back to you anyway on net control over there.
All right. Okay, so we'll mark you down as another one who's not going to be able to make it to Dover. Um, Geez, I had my cousin come from Ottawa one year. Her and her boyfriend came in on their Harleys and were on their way to Dover there. And on their way back, they dropped off a T-shirt for me, so that was nice. All right, George. Thank you again for that. We'll call on you again soon. Let's see if anyone else is out there like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. AREG. This is week 1,495 weeks that AREG has been on the air. And we're looking for your check-in. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima, Juliet.
Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima, Juliet, Vanya. Come on in.
Hello, Chuck and everybody. I've been listening all this time, so I guess I was doing the other stuff. Like I play with FT8 a bit and then stuff. So I just kind of like didn't do much. Anyways, I finished my beverage now. I'm finishing my coffee, so that's good. I'm gonna need to ask you a favor, Chuck. But maybe a little bit later. So when the net is finished, it's gonna take a minute of your time, and you're gonna just have to go to your QRZ page if you have a time later on.
Yeah, okay. Well, we can do that right now. I've got the internet up and running in front of me there, and we'll just go right to our QRZ page. What is it there, Vanya?
I have a contact from you on April 1st of the last year. That's probably shortly after I opened the QRZ account or whatever it is. And I don't know what I've done wrong. Like I have a request here for like a little while now, and I keep adding the stuff, but I guess has to match with whatever you send. And I can't, I can't remember what I deleted or not. So right now it's asking me for time, basically. Yeah, that's what I need. The info from that the contact, so I can fill it up and close it.
Okay, and when was it?
Oh, it was the last year, about this time, like April 1st, 2021.
Okay, well, I'll look into that, and if I know I've got another incoming message that someone wants confirmed, but I put all the information in, and it says that something is off, and when I can't fix it, I just delete it. Quite frankly, I don't really log. I have accidentally logged some of the AREG nets in the QRZ, and I don't normally do that because I have my own log for the AREG. But sometimes I make a mistake and it gets incorporated into my other logbook there, so that I use for AREG. So we'll see if I can find it, and if not, don't worry about it, Vanya. You can just delete that.
Oh, I don't want to delete it. Like I'm gonna will just leave it like this. But it's just one of those things. Every time I come in, there's like that one incoming, and I'm trying to guess the time, and I kind of put a AREG frequency, so that kind of most likely is the thing. But I can't get the time, so I guess I'm gonna keep trying, minute by minute. So we'll see. Maybe I'll guess it right in 100 years, I guess.
All right. Well, I just punched in your call sign there uh, in the thing, and it says here April 1st. I think you're looking at 2021. There's a blue dot there, which means request has been seen. You can confirm it or reject it.
No, I can't like it because I have to enter the time, a band, and a frequency, and all that other stuff. So at least I need the time and the frequency to get it right. At least those two, maybe modulation. But time is it's like a big red square there now. Like it's waiting for a time.
Okay. Well, here's the info. The time I have is 0238, 0238, and the frequency I must have made a mistake. Uh, it's 144.300, and that was April the 1st, 2021 at 2:38, and the frequency is 144.300.
It says congratulations. So worked out good. Thank you, Chuck. Now I lost the note, but it's okay. Thank you.
All right, not a problem. Wanted to ask you, do you have any experience with QRP radios, the portable kind there?
No, I do believe I. No, I don't believe. I know I did. I ordered the same one what Wade have, and I guess now I just have to sit tight and wait to be delivered. So that I'm gonna see how long it's gonna take me to put the thing together because some things have to be soldered on. But from what I could see, like it's there only the big pieces like capacitors, diodes, and a connector here and there. But what the problem is, they expect me to wind the transformers and the coils. And you know what? I'm really not afraid of too many stuff, but the winding those stuff, like it's really, I don't know what's with it, but I almost like feel physical fear from it that I'm gonna make like an extra winding, or too many, or one not enough. So we'll see how that's gonna go. So I think if I remember well from the picture, there is 6 or 7 coils, which is fine. And, they're not too bad. They're all actually 2 coils are complicated, and the rest of them are just like so many windings over the ferrite. But other two, well, I believe one is I'm not gonna say braided, but the 2 wires are twisted together, and they are looped, and that's a complicated one because you have to do the wires more evenly. You braid the wire or twist them together, like I guess better it is, and that would be the one. And second one is I think you have like two or three splits for whatever reason is I guess each one of them resonates with a certain band, so that's most likely the reason why they are there. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how that goes, like when it comes, and I guess we're gonna go together through all that thing because I'm gonna be crying and whining every day for help. So you guys know about it for sure.
Well, that's okay, Vanya. That's what we're here for. I mean, you know, plus, we help each other educate one another as well. Some people know things that others don't, and vice versa. So, yeah, we're always learning. That's for sure. Okay. Anything else, Vanya? Your radio is doing a great job, by the way. You're full strength over here at my location, and you sounded good.
Oh yeah, it's same radio, same antenna. Other than that thing, what I posted on Facebook that I extended the radials on my X50, so I'm kind of like pretending that my antenna is like twice as better than was before, even if it's not. But anyways, one of those little projects which makes you happy, I guess. That's what I've done today, other than spend like 2 hours cutting the grass. But we're not gonna talk about grass.
Oh, let's talk about grass. Uh, the kind you cut, that is. Uh, yeah, we did the same thing. We heard the lawnmowers going off. My neighbor, which only cuts his grass once or twice a year, actually cut his grass today as well. So we'll wait to see how long he lets it go this time. If he waits too long, we're just going to contact our property manager and tell him, listen, we had rodent problems coming from his property, and he doesn't cut his grass, so they're going to call by law on the guy. So I've had enough. Living here 4 years, and the kid next door doesn't want to do any work. He doesn't shovel. He doesn't do anything. Once a year, he might pull weeds out, and then he pats himself on the back or saying, "Oh yeah," he's looking for uh, some form of I don't know recognition that he's actually doing what he's supposed to be doing as a homeowner. But anyway, so we're not going to get too involved in that. But definitely do not want rodents trying to get into your home and scurrying from the neighbor's fence over to our property. And so, for that reason, we haven't been able to put bird feeders up because of that. Because of course, the rodents will go and eat what the birds throw out of the bird feeder. So it's unfortunate. Uh, we can't uh, we can't have a bird feeder going. Speaking of birds, we have a robin that made a nest up on our front porch. So one part of the porch is off limits, and now the babies are hatched, and both parents are feeding them. I saw the father come with food and feed the mama and the baby. So it was pretty neat.
Oh, that's very nice. Not last year, a couple of years ago, we had the same thing. Robin made a little nest in a front bush or whatever the brush that thing is, like kind of like a funny cedar or whatever it is. And the bird was so funny. We had the two chairs in the front of the. It's not kind of porch. It's just kind of overhang or whatever it is. And sometimes me and my wife, we would sit there, and I guess the bird would come on the front, and she would not be happy with us sitting there. You walk in, and bird would go away because you can see it through the window, like it's. And so when you come out, she would land on the same step, and it would be like it's not duck, it's not quacking. I can't remember what the name is, but the bird chirping
Yeah.
for us to leave. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting to see. He had the three little younglies in the nest that year. So, and I believe that the blue jay eat them, but I guess that's the way how the nature works. So, blue jays are funny birds because they do mimic the other bird sounds to scare mom and dad, and they just go after the nest. So, yeah, the birds are nice. One year we had a feeder, so. I've noticed the same thing that the mice is around. So after that, we never put it up. But what I've noticed, if you have any construction in a neighborhood, I mean, they will display so much the mice. You wouldn't even believe when they were building the nursing home around the corner here. I mean, for that went on for like let's say a year and a half or so. I mean, you can just see them, crossing the street every so often on a King Street, like it's there were so many of them. So yeah, every time there's a big construction, there's a building or some big renovation, like it's everything kind of goes haywire for the mice, I guess.
Yeah, we had mice in the house this winter. Um, Pretty bad, actually. I spent all winter removing food that was accessible to the mice there. Um, and again, I blame the neighbor. And I think the only way they're getting in is through. Uh, they must have dug in through the bricks under my back deck. I have no access to go underneath the back deck. It's all enclosed, and so well, we have a property manager, so we just phone them and tell them to bring the black boxes with the bait poison bait in there. And yeah, going back to the birds there, Vanya, I think it's more of a squawk than a chirp. When they're upset with you, they squawk. I know last year we had a nest on the other side of the porch, and whenever we opened the living room curtains and we would walk by, the bird would take off and get all upset. So this year she got smart and put the nest on the opposite side of the decks or the porch. So yeah, it's nice having them around.
Yeah, what else I've noticed? I never noticed them before. Like a couple of yellow birds, like a finches, and I can't remember the name of the other yellow bird. One is like half yellow, other one is full yellow. So yeah, I've seen those. Actually, I've seen each of them twice in the backyard yesterday and today. So they must have the nested somewhere around the neighbor in a neighborhood or maybe close around. So that's a good. But I went to see my dentist today, and I talked to my dentist, and what she told me that she ordered bees, and she said she have an apple tree and something else and some a few little trees in the backyard, and the trees they were not producing the fruit. So I asked her, is it a male or female tree, and she couldn't answer that. I mean, probably I would be in the same situation, but what she said, she ordered like a little a beehive or whatever it is, and she
Yeah.
put it in a backyard. So now they are stuck in between rock and a hard place. There is no seasonal flowers in the neighborhood out yet, other than tulips. So they have to keep their lawn in a funny shape. So the bees they kind of feed off of the dandelions.
Yes.
So anyways, just the small tidbit about the bees. So I'm thinking maybe I should put the not the birdhouse, bee house somewhere in a corner and see how that thing works out.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people are taking up backyard beekeeping, if you will. And you're right, dandelions are the first flower that bees will have for food. And they do suggest that you wait a little bit before mowing them all down. So, but yeah, we had a late start to the season. Bees are slowly just waking up now because they cannot fly when the temperature is below 53 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not exactly sure what that is, 11 degrees maybe Celsius, I'm not sure. But their wings just cannot make them fly when it's too cold. So that's another little tidbit of information. Anyways, Vanya, thank you so much for that. Do you have anything else before we carry on?
No, I'm good. I had something about bees, but it left my mind, so maybe I'll remember it for later on. Yeah, thank you, Chuck.
Okay, very good then, Vanya. Thank you very much for all that. And let's see, do we have anyone else here on the list? No, let's do another call out and see if anyone else would like to check into the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. My name is Chuck, and my station is in East Hamilton. Any new check ins, please come now.
VE3 PFH.
All right, VE3 PFH. My neighbor, Pete. How are you?
We're not bad. Just brought the dog for a walk and I had the walkie with me there, but I don't know. That's the one that kept on cutting out. Ready to throw that one in the garbage there. So yeah, I came back down to the base here in the basement.
Yeah, Roger. Well, it's time to save your nickels there and get yourself another handy talkie, I'm thinking. But you're sounding good off the base. Full strength, of course. We're only walking distance away from one another, so very good. Yeah, I was out just before the net started there when the sun was going down, and it was pretty nice out there then. Now it's showing 15.2 degrees outside the CJZ studio, so it's getting a bit cooler, but still very nice out.
Yeah, in the morning, starting to get some sun coming through the front of the house there. Yeah, in the evening there, almost the same thing too.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look at that. The wind is zero. It says here on the weathernetwork.com that in Hamilton there is zero wind and gusting to zero. That's nice.
Yeah, my favorite part of the year is coming up when the lilacs bloom. I see they're almost ready. It's probably be blooming there now, but it's been pretty cool lately in the mornings. Actually, the past 2 days has been the nicest ever.
Yeah. Everything's a little bit behind there. Mother Nature kept us in the cold for way too long, I think. But yeah, the cherry blossoms are in full bloom in Toronto, they say. But my neighbor has one across the street there. He's not quite in full bloom, but getting there. And I assume there's a house around the corner that had lilacs, Edgar or the street by Kevin there. Um, yeah, I love lilacs. I love the smell.
Yeah, I had a vine I dug up from my buddy's place in Burlington. Actually, when we cut off a piece there before, I rolled it up, must have been over 100 feet of a vine, and I made a big wreath, made a big Christmas wreath out of it, rolling it up. It looked pretty cool. But I brought a root home, planted it in the corner there, and I grew up the telephone pole there, and then, yeah, it was starting to strangle the neighbor's lilac tree, like literally choking it right out. Yeah. Remember Kevin went up there and he pulled the dead branches off. They were just
snapping like toothpicks. All the dead branches there were the ivy wrapped around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lilac bush and the lattice on my top of my fence. Yeah, it was starting to destroy it.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got one pesky vine out front that grows with our tiger lilies, and I snip it every chance I get because you're right. It chokes. It grabs onto things and chokes them. My daughter snipped off a piece last year, and she's been growing it all winter. And I told her, I says, don't you think you're putting that in the ground on this property? You can put it in a pot, but it's not going in the ground. I guarantee you that. I cut them. They just wrap around everything, and they're a nuisance. Uh, yeah, if I could pull the root out, I would, but it's in a really uh, tough spot by the patio stone, and it seems to be underneath there, and I just can't pull it out. But we'll just keep cutting her.
Yeah, the wife planted sunflower seeds in the front. Yeah, that'd be cool when they start coming up. Nice big plant. I like big plants. But yeah, gonna have them growing in the front. Nice big sunflower seeds.
Yeah, yeah. Right on, right on. All right, Pete. Well, thanks for all that. Yeah, everybody seems to be a little bit more chipper now. The sun is bright, the skies are clear, and the temperatures are warming up. What's there to be depressed about, right? I mean, we had, 6 months of cold weather. So we get to enjoy, 3 months maybe? So, yeah, make the best of it. All right, Pete, anything else there before we move along?
Nothing else. We'll be listening. BE3 PFH, back to you.
All right, Pete. Thanks a bunch for all that. It's been a pleasure. VE3 PFH. Let's see if anyone else would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ. My name is Chuck, and my station is in East Hamilton, and we're looking for your check in. Please come now. All right, so we're stuck at 14 check-ins so far. That's not too shabby. It's almost 9:30 p.m., but we have to give out people that had birthdays on this day. And of course, the key word is on this day. Foster Brooks. He was an American comedian and actor. He's been on Mork and Mindy, a whole bunch of things. He used to play the drunk, but he was sober, and he played a great drunk. He was born on this day in 1912, passed away in 2001. Here's another oldie, Phil Silvers. He was Sergeant Bilko on the Phil Silvers show. Now, that's going back to the 60s, maybe late 50s. Born in 1912 also, same as Foster Brooks. Born in New York, died in 1985. That would have made him 73 years old. And then last we have Eric Burden from The Animals, the lead singer for The Animals, the song The House of the Rising Sun, and much more. He was born in 1941 on this day in England. Okay, so let's go to the top of the list and see if VE3 PDL is with us. Yeah. Okay, let's go to Garnett, VE3 GNP.
Yeah, I'm still hanging around, Chuck. VE3 GMP. Here, just listening to them, chilling out.
All right, copy that on the chilling out and listening. All right, well, if you have any comments, just break in anytime you like there, Garnett. Thanks for listening along, and those of you who are also listening and watching the YouTube live stream, For those who want to hear and see other people's signals or their own signals, just put in Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu in the YouTube search box and look for us live there or under the title AREG Week 1495. Thank you, Garnett. Let's go to BMO. He's probably sleeping. Let's check in on Art. We're going to switch over to the remote station and talk to Art. VE3 Kilo Charlie India. Art, are you still there?
I'm still here. My own head is kind of nodding, but it's bedtime, you know. But anyways, I'm going to get going there, Chuck. It was a great adventure and everything else like that. I hope you get rid of your rodent problem over there. And yeah, I'm going to call a night over here. It's bedtime. I'm usually up before 8 o'clock in the morning, so yeah, my eyes are getting a little droopy. So everybody on the net over here, it's nice listening to everybody again, and yeah, and have yourselves a good evening and a better day tomorrow. Talk to you later. B3 Kilo Charlie India World.
Okay, Art. Thank you so much for sticking around and listening along. Hope you enjoyed yourself, as did I. And we'll talk to you again soon. Enjoy the weekend, sir. And you know what they say, early to bed, early to rise, especially when the weather is so nice. I guess on the rainy days, you can just sleep in. But on nice days, you should try and get up early. Okay, Art, thank you very much, sir. BE3 Kilo Charlie India. Let's go to Simcoe and see if Greg is still with us. Victor Alpha 3 Fox Golf Tango. Victor Alpha 3 Fox Golf Tango. Greg in Simcoe, are you there?
Go ahead, Chuck. We're sitting here listening in on the YouTube there, and hopefully you can hear me still. VA3FGT.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We switched over to the Flamborough station there, and we were just saying goodnight to Art. And you were next in line, anyways. So we're staying on the remote station there. Hopefully, you can pick us up well on this one.
We can hear you there still, Chuck. Toronto's dropped off now. I can just barely hear the other guys from Toronto on that. But yeah, you're still breaking the squelch out here, still coming in. VA3FGT.
All right, Greg. Thanks for hanging in there and listening along on the YouTube live stream. We'll catch you at last round. Okay, let's drop. Switching back over to the Hamilton base. Let's see if Rick BK is still with us. VE3 Bravo Kilowatt. Rick, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still listening here. Okay, yeah, I was listening on Bob's remote there as well, because some people I can't hear there. So, but anyway, yeah, just good evening to everybody on frequency, and I was just listening along, Chuck. B3BK.
All right, very good, Rick. Very good. Okay, then. Victor Alpha 3, Indy, Mike Whiskey. What's cooking, Mac?
Well, I do have some smashed up steak. I found a deal on some not super prime steaks, and I laid them out on the counter and smashed the living heck out of them. Got them all pounded down so that they're going to be. They could be fast fry, but I'm actually going to slice them up and throw them in the pressure cooker with a few spices, and it's going to be somewhere between chip beef and what's those fancy steak sandwiches? Yeah. So that's what's on tap for tonight. And I've got some nice fresh cheese buns from the bakery that will go along with that, as well as some gently sauteed onions. Of course, you have to fry them in butter because butter makes everything better.
All right, so pounding your steak. Okay, very good then. And I do believe the term you were looking for was Philly steak, Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. Oh, those are good. You can also use it in a stir fry. Um, all kinds of ways, you know that. But very good then. And yeah, that reminds me, we have some chicken in the fridge. I'm just gonna warm that up. After the net, when the wife comes home, oh yeah, it's garbage night there, George. Don't forget. And we're looking at our two yard waste bags out there with our freshly cut grass, and hopefully they start picking those bags up. I don't know if anyone knows what time of year they start picking those up, but they need to be taken.
Contact.
Go ahead.
VA3XLJ. Just Mark mentioned the steak sandwiches. So VA3MW. So VA3XLJ. The Fortinos near my house, the one on Highway 8 and Grays Road. They have this roast beef sandwich or whatever it's called. I can't remember the name of it, but if you say roast beef sandwich like that, they'll make you one. Oh my God, is that thing ever good? I mean, it's really, really good. Everyone should try. It's a bit pricey though for the sandwich, but I mean, beat McDonald's or any other. I mean, that's a garbage food, but beat any other sandwich per se by a mile what I've eaten so far. It's really good. They put provolone cheese, that thing, and caramelized onions. I mean, and sometimes they toast it. I tell them not to because I just like the buns the way they are. But anyways, talking about sandwich and another thing like the bakery down the road, the Roma Bakery. I guess in the morning when the people are on lunches and breaks, it's the best time to go and pick the porchetta sandwich. So, anyways, just my 2 cents about sandwiches in the area.
And that brings up another wonderful topic. Every time I go into the Roma Bakery, I have to come out with half a dozen of those cheese and cream-filled, what are those things called? Those Italian little thingamajiggers. Oh my God. I put on like 300 pounds just by walking past that place.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing. Like, I love, the problem is last 2 years you cannot dine inside. Sometimes I would take my kids from the school and we would go over there for the lunch when they were small, when they were in grade school. And that was our thing to do, like every so often. I love that bakery. I really do. I mean, there's nothing comparable to it, like other than the Sam's, the guy who makes cakes up on it's on a Queenstown Road, like a little bit before Parkdale. Like I can't remember. Like I just yeah, it's Sam's Bakery. Let's call it that way. I mean, the best ever rum cake is there. So you guys want to get a rum cake? It's there. But going back to the Roma's Bakery, what I recently discovered, they have cheese tea biscuits or something. Oh my God, is that thing ever good? Anyway, so let's. I better stop now.
Yeah, cannolis. That's what I was talking about. Cannolis. You got to have a half a dozen cannolis to finish off the day.
Oh, that's on a slow day, Mark. On a slow day.
I'm trying to use a little self-control here, Vanya. Help me out here.
Yeah, then another thing, we ordered the kids' cakes for the Roma Bakery. We used to do it anyways. Now they don't celebrate birthdays anymore. So I guess that's a good when you have a big kid.
All right. Well, I'm putting on weight just hearing about this, but yeah, spot on. Yep, Roma Bakery, big 2 thumbs up there. Anyways, I'll turn it back to you, Vanya. Go ahead.
Oh, I'll turn it back to you, Chuck. So I apologize for interrupting.
Oh, no, no need to apologize there, Vanya. It's all good. It's all good. All right, then. Yeah, so, Mac, do you have anything else before we move along?
No, I think I've got everybody's salivary glands doing overtime, so we'll leave it there, and we'll be here for the last round.
All right, very good then. VA3 IMW. Let's take a shot and see if Chris is still with us in Dundas or Ancaster. VE3 RWJ. All right, let's see if Nuno is still with us. VA3 November Papa Tango. Okay, let's try RPAD. Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm here. I was listening for you guys. Then Garnet and I, we went over to another frequency, and we recalibrated my SDR play again. So because that's what we do. That's what we do the best. And we went down to 1 part per million calibration. Yep. And I did check the signals and see who is located where. Now, what this is good for, if somebody steals your radio and they start using it, we know who stole the radio. Chuck, I made a list here. Your radio comes in like we are on 146430, right? And now Garnet's radio is GPS calibrated, so it's bang on the frequency, and on FM mode it's a very narrow. You can see where the signal is. And Chuck, your signal is a little bit high. It's plus 372 hertz north of 43, 146430 basically, and so 372. Pete is 145 plus. Garnet, of course, he's right at 0 because he's the man. Rick was plus 251. Mark was minus 59. Vanya was minus 47. So, yep, that was we're talking about hertz. Now, so Mark was minus 59 hertz less. So it doesn't mean anything. The audio-wise, you're not going to hear anything, but we can tell which radio is. Well, so if I look at the SDR, I don't even have to have the volume on. I can see who is talking according to this list. And now you guys talking about the sandwiches and stuff like that. If you guys ever buy the Rudolph rye bread, try that. Get a Rudolph rye bread, and you can throw it in the freezer, whatever, toast it. And Vanya, when you go to Starsky's, look for a Hungarian pig salami. Write it down, P-I-C-K. Hungarian P-I-C-K salami. I went there day before yesterday. They did not have it in stock, so they have some issue with the shipping. So you can't have it right now, but maybe in the future they're going to have it again. But try that bread, Rudolph rye bread. It comes in a little bag. I think it's a half kilogram packages. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, very interesting. We I tried the Hungarian salami from Metro. It's not their brand; it's another brand. I can't think of the name right now, but it's pretty good stuff. And surprisingly, it's not that expensive over there. And yeah, next time I'm over there, I'll see if they have that rye bread. What's the name again? Arpad, are you there?
Oh, sorry, I pressed the wrong switch. Sorry about that. I was going to lock it up and press the PTT. And yeah, it's called Rudolph Rye. Rudolph. Yeah, it's like Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, blah 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 blah. There was a bakery shop in Toronto called Open Window. It was a Jewish bakery on Butter Street, one of the best bakery, and they about 15 years ago or so, they went belly up and they closed it down. So yeah, that was the best bread in the business. And this Rudolph Rye is almost the same. So yeah, and no, that salami what you bought at Metro, that Hungary, don't even compare it. I'm sorry, Chuck, cannot even compare it. That pig salami, PICK, it's they ship it from Hungary, and it's basically it sits at the factory's warehouse for 6 months, and it's aged. They are aging them. They're not allowed to ship it before, so yeah, and you can even compare that what they make here. What Schneider makes it at Kitchener. They put the name on it, and not even close. Monday they made the salami. Tuesday it's in the store, so that's bogus.
Oh, okay. Okay, good to know. I guess you are the Hungarian expert. But hey, it's not bad. I mean, if you're like for us, the wife always buys like ham and roast beef. It's nice to get something different to chew on there. But yeah, well, when we save our nickels up there, we'll be able to afford the real deal. Okay, Arpad. Yeah, I guess we'll consider this the 7-3 round. It is 9:46 p.m. and so we'll start with you there, Arpad, as the final round. And good to know. Now you know everybody's signal, and yeah, if you've got it written down, it's great for reference there. Very good, very smart.
Yeah, and on some of the radios, like on the mobile radio, you cannot change it. Now, Max radio and some of the higher end radios, you can go to the reference and you can change those numbers, so you can change it. But if you have like a mobile, usually they would steal the mobile radios anyways, right? So. Yeah, you cannot change the frequency because it's a crystalline or whatnot, and it's set up whatever it's set up. You'd have to go inside and play with the screwdriver, I guess. So you don't want to do that. Now, if you like some sausages, some Hungarian sausages, and if you like the spicy one, actually, you know what? The funny thing, when I go to Starskis, because they are Polish, right? But they're selling Hungarian stuff. And there was a trainee when I went there the day before yesterday, and they were training a new lady. And actually, they were teaching them the names, and I had to correct the names. And they said, "Oh, you are Hungarian. Tell us what's the name of that." And they have like Csabai, Debreceni. I had to tell them because the accent, they didn't know exactly. And actually, yeah, I told them I can come in one day, then sign them up for a course. And yeah, there's something called a chabai, and they have spicy and non-spicy. You may want to try that until they're going to have that pig salami. It's a CSABAI. That's how they spell it. CSABAI. And I like the spicy one. You slice it up, then you cook it in a pan. Then you add the bacon and eggs to it after, and you're going to be in heaven.
Okay. All right. We'll put that in the memory bank as well. Uh, Now everybody's making me hungry. Can't wait to finish up the net and go get something to eat.
Come over to my house. The fridge is full.
All right. Well, we know where to go for Hungarian salami, that's for sure. Okay, a little bit of bread and maybe some extra virgin olive oil to dip in. Oh, yeah, be nice.
Yeah, Roger, and I just talked to one of my friends of mine in London, Ontario, and I asked them how much is the Hungarian salami done there. There's an Italian store, and they said $82 a kilogram, so it's about what, $40 a pound.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you go to the delicatessen counter and say, "Give me a pound of Hungarian salami."
Yeah, make sure you bring your credit card or your loan bank card or something. I don't know. Yeah, they can be a little bit pricey, but what my thinking is, like now you're going to buy food and you buy a lot, or you buy less, you eat less but better quality, and you know what? You won't be fat.
That's right. That's right. Too many people rely on those fast food places. I mean, my neighbor, I don't think he ever buys any groceries because he's always eating takeout every night. So I think I've only seen him bring groceries in the house once.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much to running the net. You're doing a good job, and yeah, everybody's signal comes in perfectly fine. And yeah, I noticed when you switched over to the remote or something, yeah, you went off frequency for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for all that information, Arpad. It's been a pleasure as always, and learn something new again. VA3 VAD. Let's see. I'm not sure if Rick is still with us, but let's go to Rick VA3 AXJ. Last call, Rick.
Yeah, last call, Rick. Yeah, I had to make a sandwich, damn it. You're talking food, I got hungry. So I had to make a sandwich. So, yeah, this will be it for me, though. I'm going to be shutting her down for the night. So, 7-3, VA3, AXJ, have a good night. Have a better day tomorrow. And, Chuck, you're doing a great job. And we'll talk to you, if not sooner, or next week, whatever.
Yeah. You never know where you'll hear me there, maybe on 420 or elsewhere. But yeah, definitely. Great to talk to you there, Rick. You take care, my friend. We'll talk to you again soon. Victor Alpha 3, Alpha X Ray Juliet. Let's go to the East End here and see if George is still with us. VE3 GBD. Last call, George. Okay, let's go to Vanya for last call. VA3 XLJ. Okay, let's go to VE3 PFH. Last call, Pete. Let's go to VE3 PDL. Paul. Papa Delta Lima. Last call. VE3 GNP. Garnett. Last call. VE3 GNP. Garnett, you there? All right. Well, let's do a shout out to Simcoe, Victor Alpha 3, Fox Golf Tango. Over to you there, Greg. This is last call. Okay. VE3 Bravo Kilo. Last call, Rick. VA3 IMW.
One bourbon, one scotch, one beer. Last call. Yeah, there you you really got them falling off the wagon here tonight. Not sure what's going on. Anyways, Chuck, as usual, we look forward to Wednesday night and spending time with some like-minded individuals for a little yuckity-yuck and yakety-yak. Anyways, look forward to checking in with Chuck again next Wednesday evening. Thanks for doing what you're doing, and we're getting closer to that 1,500 week mark, and looking forward to that celebration. Anyways, Chuck, thanks for all you do. Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, back to you.
VA3 NFG for a late check-in.
VA3 CA late check-in.
All right, there we go. Hang on a second, gentlemen, while I put those two call signs in the logbook, VA3NFG and VA3NCA. All right, let's go to Steve. Good evening, Steve. How are you?
Good evening, Chuck, everybody on net, or everybody who's still on net. Just hanging out. Had to go out earlier, went to Canadian Tire, and I broke down and bought an air fryer. So I don't know if any of you have used them out there, but we're gonna give it a go. So we'll let you know how that pans out. That's about it there, Chuck. That's about all I got there. Thanks for doing the net, and we'll be hanging out somewhere for the duration of the evening. VA3 NFG.
All right there, Steve. Well, congratulations. We got one for Christmas. The family got one, and I love it. I love it. You can use it and not have to worry about the smell of oil permeating the entire house just because you want to fry a few things. But you do have to certain food items. You have to follow the recipes there. If you're not sure, you can always go to Google or YouTube. I found that with French fries, if you put your fries in hot water for 10 minutes, they don't have to be boiling water, just hot water for 10 minutes, then put them in the air fryer, you will get much better results because your potatoes have been blanched. And so I peel my potatoes and I put them through the French fry. We have a little thing there that actually cuts the potato into French fries, and so do that and then put it in hot water and then in the air fryer. And don't forget to toss your fries a little bit midway through, and they'll be cooked on all sides. Otherwise, you'll have the bottom of the potato will be white, and so yeah, you're gonna learn. It's a lot of fun, Steve. I know. I use it all the time.
Yeah, right on. This is it's a Cuisinart. I don't know if that's a good brand or what kind of, there's quite a few brands there over there. It was regular. I know it was regular $400, and got it on a discounted price of $239, I think. So I think I did pretty good there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Cuisinart used to be one of the top kitchen appliance brands going back years now. I know Sunbeam used to have the market cornered, but Cuisinart is another good brand name. I'm sure you will have loads of good food coming out of that air fryer. All right, Steve, anything else there before we move along?
Nope. That's about it. Oh, I got a day off tomorrow, so that's good. Yep. So I'll be hanging out somewhere on the radio. I do have a few things I got to do though around the house. I'm gonna try to get those done. I gotta wash my car and all that stuff, vacuum it out. I haven't vacuumed it out yet from the winter season, so it's got all kinds of gravel, sand in there. We got to get all that cleaned out, and get the pressure washer out, and make everything clean again. So, yep, that's about it. That's gonna be my day tomorrow. Back to you there, Chuck, the A3NFG.
All right, very good then. Well, make sure you have your handy talkie with you there. Maybe we'll give you a shout. Are you guys still using the OBP repeater?
Yeah, we're still using that. That seems to be the one. Well, it's 2 meter, and I think propagation on 2 meter is better than 440, um, especially for local DX. Because Greg's in there like he's in the city, so I can hear him good. So we'll use that one.
All right, good to know. Good to know. I'm starting to use my handy talkie a lot more. Sometimes I throw the crossband on. Uh, Other times I don't. But especially now being outside more, I'm definitely going to be using it a lot more. So, all right, good to know. Good to know. Okay, Steve, thanks a bunch for checking in. You are number 15. Let's go to our last check in, and that is Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha. Wade. Good evening, Wade.
Good evening, Chuck. Yeah, I was following along earlier, but had to walk away before I could get my call in there. And but I made it back to the radio for just the last minute. So I won't hold up the 73 round. I'll give my check-in and my 73 at the same time, and send it back to you. And thanks for doing the net, Chuck, via 3NCA.
All right, not a problem there, Wade. I do have a quick question for you. My neighbor just got himself one of those QRP. I think it's an SDR type radio there, portable. Do you have one, and do you know anything about them?
Is this like a receiver, or is this a full SDR transceiver? Over.
Yeah, it's a full transceiver. Um, he bought it online for 160 or 180 Canadian. Works out to around 240. I'm sorry, US. 160 or 180 US turns out to be 240 delivered there, and you can attach an external antenna, uh, all kinds of little goodies on this little box there. It's got a digital display on the front. Um, I think you can uh, look them up on Amazon or online somewhere. But I was just wondering if you had any experience with those.
Not direct experience. I think what maybe that is it's something called a U SDR. I think that's the design, and a whole bunch of different outfits make them of various qualities. But I've understood that some people had good luck with them. I think the U is supposed to be micro SDX or something like that. Like a USDX. I've heard people had a lot of fun with them though. So yeah, maybe that's in the future too. The other software-defined transceiver that is being talked about or presented at the is there a Hamvention coming up in the States somewhere, I think. Anyways, there's a presentation, and after the presentation, they're going to publish on the internet the design for a SDR transceiver. But it is QR. Well, it's QRP-ish. It's about 20 watts on the highest band it does, but it is not necessarily portable. It's kind of a desktop type deal. It's more about the kit than it is about, I guess, its ability to be portable. The other thing that I've thought about possibly looking at is it's a Xiegu. It's a Chinese brand radio. It's not super cheap, but it's not super expensive either, and it's a portable SDR. And the interesting thing there is you can replace the Linux on it, and then inside of that you get some control over making changes and design modifications, which is kind of an interesting possibility. But no, short answer, which is too late to give you, is that I don't have any direct experience with those outside of my little digital mode transceiver kit that I put together, which was a lot of fun. But that's not SSB or anything like that. That's all digital modes. Yeah, so it'd be interesting though to hear more about it as he gains some experience with it. I'm certainly interested. Back to you.
Yeah, very good. I do believe it's all mode, all bands. depending on what antennas you hook up to it. It's pretty neat. I'm not sure, but I think it maxed out at 10 watts, he was saying. I could be wrong, but Kevin didn't check in tonight, so we can't ask him. We'll have to wait till next time. But very good, Wade. Thank you for that response. And thanks for checking in. Much appreciated, sir. You take care. Enjoy the rest of the week. And we'll talk to you again soon. Okay. Well, let's see now. Is there anyone else who would like to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? We're looking for last minute check-ins or last call check-ins. Any new check-ins, please come now. All right. I guess that about wraps it up. Yeah, and by the way, the QRP radios are much cheaper than spending 800, 1,000, 1,200 or more on a full desktop radio there. So it's another alternative for those who can't or don't you know have the money to spend on that. Okay, well, that brings us to another close of the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Tonight we've had 16 check-ins, and so it's time to wrap things up and say goodnight. I'd like to thank everyone that participated in this evening's AREG, and I look forward to hearing from you all again next week. Only 5 more weeks to go until we hit the 1,500 mark. So until then, stay safe. Have a great rest of the week. This is VA3 CJZ saying 7-3 and good night. We'll take a short break and return either here or on the repeater frequency or somewhere. Okay, thanks all. Much appreciated. 7-3 VA3 CJZ QRT.
That's 73, Chuck. Good net. Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta will be QSY.
Thank you.